What time is it?
5:30.
Jesus Christ.
He was supposed to be here half an hour ago. You know, this is why I didn't want to work with the guy. I was supposed to do a podcast. I gotta fucking work with this asshole. He comes in late every goddamn time. How am I supposed to work like this?
Okay,
Hey!
So I know I'm a little bit late.
A little bit.
I brought donuts and coffee.
Oh, that's so nice. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah, I know how to redeem myself. So, Stacy, here's your coffee. Chase coffee for you.
Thank you.
Coffee for me, and now for the donuts. That's one's for me, this one's for Stacy, and this for Siddharth.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what are we talking about today?
I think maybe before we get started, could you put on some pants or something? We can see your dick.
I mean, yeah, sure. I guess I could do that. It gets awfully hot in here, but
It's like really inappropriate.
yeah, I can get some pants. But that's gonna be like 40 more minutes.
40 more minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at your dick this whole time, so maybe let's do that. Hey, and here's the other thing. This donut you gave me
Yeah.
with the pink frosting on it,
Yeah, that's the good one.
and I notice you have pink frosting smeared all across your dick and asshole area.
Did you think we wouldn't notice?
Do you think we wouldn't notice?
It's really obvious.
I'm sorry.
That's right. 2 bites of this and I'm done.
You know what time it is. It's the Jank-Ass Podcast.
It's so jank.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the second Jank-Ass Podcast. My name is David, one of your hosts, and alongside I have Chase.
Hello, hello.
And we also have Stacy.
Howdy do.
Thank you once again for tuning in. Episode 2. I'm pretty excited about this.
New topic.
Little shitbag David.
So, since we're doing childhood stories, you know, David, you have like one of my favorite childhood stories, and you probably already know which one I'm talking about.
It's hard to pinpoint. It could be a lot of them, actually. But I have a pretty good idea. I know which one you're leaning towards. Does it have to do with diving rings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. But yeah, it's a story one or two of you may know already that I've shared, but it was always in small bursts, so it should be new for a lot of folks. I currently live in Arizona, but before I lived out here, I had relatives out here, grandparents and a cousin, and we'd come out and spend summers out here. And I was 4 or 5 years old, and we learned how to swim that summer. I remember going to the YMCA and getting swim lessons and all that.
Also, one thing to clarify, you're currently in Arizona, yes?
Currently, yes.
But we're all in the same room right now, like just talking.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I'm poking you right now.
And it's very uncomfortable, so I'd appreciate it if you would stop that.
Just a minute.
Son of a bitch, I said stop poking
and
me.
one more.
God damn it!
Yeah, that was
all
right.
So yeah, learned how to swim at like 4 or 5. Went to the YMCA to do it, which I vaguely remember that. I remember being cool though. But yeah, my grandparents, they had a pool, and this was before like all the kids' pool safety. Like there's no gate or anything, and there's sliding glass door. Like if you looked at it wrong, it would slide open. So we could have just fallen in there and died at any moment. So good on them for having us take swimming lessons. And once we figured out how to swim, of course, that entire summer we spent it in that pool. And to keep us occupied, they picked up diving rings and like little diving sticks. And anybody who's not familiar with these, they're plastic rings or sticks that have weights on the bottom of them. And when you throw them in the pool, they sink to the bottom. So as kids, for whatever reason, we thought this was awesome to dive in the pool over and over again all day and pick up these rings, which thinking about it now, that's actually the last thing I would want to do if I got into a pool. But as a kid, it was amazing.
Dogs have the exact same game.
Yeah. Yeah, except they don't grow out of it.
You're like, here, kids, fetch.
Lucky bastards. That's what it was. It was kids fetching. I was thinking about that too. It was like, that's the same thing as my cat. I got a fetch cat, And he just does it over and over again. It's like, man, I'd get tired of this so fucking fast.
They give it back, and they're like, I'm tired. And you're like, fetch.
Okay.
Now go to sleep so I can get drunk. Like all good parents.
So this... it's the natural order of things. So, yeah, summertime, it's my sister who is a year older than me, and then my cousin who is about 9 months younger than me. So I'm pretty sure I was 5. He was 4 or 5. Sister was 6. And we're just spending the entire time in this pool. Like, didn't leave for anything. And one day, we're doing the diving rings deal, and we never wore goggles. So you're underwater, and your eyes are burning. Everything looks blurry, but we didn't care. Like, eyes would be bloodshot by the end of the day. We just kept going. So we're doing our passes over and over again, throwing the rings, going in, grabbing them, bringing them back up, throwing in the sticks.
Get some
grabbing
goggles,
them, bringing them
man.
back up. Well, now there's no way I could do it, but as a kid, we just did. Like, it didn't even matter. God only knows how heavily chemical that pool was, too.
Yeah.
My grandparents were like, they were pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they were very neat for sure, and they were always wash your hands and keep this clean and that. So I'm sure they'd shock that pool on a daily basis. So, yeah, we're doing our thing, and it's my turn to go. So my cousin and my sister, they throw in like the rings and the sticks and everything. And I'm down there and I'm hauling ass and I'm grabbing them and I'm trying to be quick. And I look up and I see one coming at me and I reach out to grab it and out of nowhere, it just disintegrates in my hand, just into just mush. And I'm like, what the hell? I go swimming up as quick as I can. I see my 4 or 5-year-old cousin in a love seat with his bare ass in the pool and he is continuing to drop logs into the pool.
No!
So I'm just
You're
down
just
there
flashing
minding my
back,
own.
replaying it in your head over and over again. Just slow motion fucking as you grip the shit and it dissolves into a cloud and you're like,
that
What
is
was
exactly
that?
how I remember it. It's how I remember it though. I'm reaching for the log, which now I like in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, that was a fucking turd. But at the time I was like, what is that? And I can still see the ripply reflection lines from the sun hitting the pool just off my hand and just the cloud of brown everywhere and just being perplexed. And I pull my head above the pool and he's taking a shit. Like I grabbed his shit, guaranteed it exploded in my face, goggleless. God only knows how I escaped pink eye in that scenario.
Yeah, what the fuck?
you like pulled it out of his ass almost.
Because my grandparents shocked the fuck out of that pool. They did me a solid. My eyes
You said they're real neat people. That must have fucking horrified them.
Oh my god, my cousin got his ass beat.
Oh, I don't remember that part of the story.
That's how all of David's young stories end.
Yeah, but usually he's getting beaten.
Yeah.
There was
He got beat too for grabbing the poo.
You dumb little shit.
for not washing my hand afterwards. You're eating your PB&J with that? Gah! But no, not so much on my end of the family. Like, my sister and I would get spankings, but oof, my cousin, he'd get it. And a couple of times, my sister and I got it, but not as bad, so I'm not complaining.
Man, I've just got like this cinematic image of like this shit is a silhouette against the sun looking up, you know, and you reach out and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
and you grab
quick
it and it
slow-mo cut
dissolves,
to my
and you're
face.
like, what?
Little David's just thinking, I don't remember a brown rod.
And it surprises you, so you take a big breath in.
Just inhale all the dookie water.
The whole cloud.
And then you rise up and go, and it's just all brown, right?
Just streaks in my little red mole.
Very cinematic.
He burps up brown bubbles.
I'm being too loud.
So-
Shit.
You're being what?
I'm being too loud. I see this thing clipping all over the place.
That doesn't sound bad coming through my headset.
How's this sound? Pretty.
That sounds don't
Pretty
do
sexy.
Don't do that. I felt something move.
that. There's a little spring in my pants. Stop that.
Should I leave?
Yes.
Like, what was your reaction when you put it all together?
Just coming out of the pool going, oh, I'm probably the reason he got in trouble. Because I was just like, oh, it's poop. And next thing I can remember, he's getting it.
And you're like, ha, 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 ha. Oh, wait, I still have shit all over my hands.
Well, they probably made me clean it off, and then I probably brushed it off and jumped back in. We guaranteed we stayed in there the rest of the summer.
Oh,
Like,
no. You can't jump back in.
They did not shut down the pool. The pool was still open for business all summer. But that's what they had. Like, they taught us how to swim. They would chill inside. We just tended to ourselves outside. We had so many opportunities to die.
You made shit-flavored pool. You don't jump back in.
Well, I was fucking 5, Siddharth. I didn't care. As far as I was concerned, I defeated the Dookie monster because it exploded into a cloud. It was gone, therefore it didn't exist anymore. I win.
You defeated the cloud.
Yeah.
I defeated the Duke cloud. I got it.
And your grandparents are like, fuck it. He's not going to college.
It's just that David guy. I told you that there was a point in my teenage years where they thought, direct quote, they thought that I was a gay drug dealer. I told you about that, right?
I think I remember that.
Are you not?
yeah, cool. Yeah,
I feel like betrayed almost. All this time.
Gay drug dealer be like, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be $10 an ounce. Ooh, I ain't got that much.
I'm always telling people I have a gay best friend.
But I could never
He has
tell
a
them I
wife,
had a
so it's
gay
weird.
drug dealing best friend.
Yeah, he's got a wife. He covers it up.
Yeah.
He's good. He's deep undercover.
And he deals horse. That's how we got HIV.
Choking on my beer.
The fact you went back into the pool after kind of reminds me of how
Horrifies
when I was like 5 or 6, I went to Disneyland.
New topic.
Stacy's disgusting pool story. And ate a bunch of candy and fried food and stuff, and we went to the pool. And I remember jumping up and down like, yeah. There's like kids all around me, and then I was like, and like just totally barfed. And I was like, I should sit down. So I go back to where my parents are, and my mom saw the whole thing. She's just like, let's go. So we just went back to the room and didn't say a word to anybody.
Yeah, he pretty much said, everyone check this out.
Nobody noticed. I looked around and like everyone was just still playing and swimming and stuff.
Was it a pool?
And that's what hurt your mom the most.
My God.
She just saw that they were all so happy, even in the face of that. She was like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, she didn't want to ruin the good time, like until someone swims into my puke cloud.
Oh, wait. You threw up in the pool? I thought you were throwing up on
Yeah.
like the cool deck.
I was in the middle of the
shit.
pool.
Yeah.
That makes it even better. I thought you were just like jumping up and down. Like, yeah, I'm about to get in this pool. It's going to be so great. I can't. Oh, no. I didn't think you were actually above the pool.
I was in the middle of it, like in the middle of people even.
Like, I know you guys were young, but I'm not going to swim with either of you ever.
I don't even like going in pools anymore. Like, we hit the pools when we go out to Vegas sometimes, but I'm really worried when I first go in there because it's like, man, that thing is full of nothing but beer and piss. I don't even want it. And like, I'll see people dunk their heads. I'm like, no, don't do that. I feel bad for whoever you're going to kiss later. Ugh.
You grabbed a shit.
Okay, yeah. But it's like, I didn't go into that day going, well, there's probably going to be some shit in this pool and I'm probably going to grab it, but I'm okay with it. Like, you got to know what you're getting into when you go into a Vegas pool.
Is it any dirtier than a lake or the beach, though?
Oceans I'm okay with. Lakes scare the hell out of me. I just imagine there's nothing but, like, feces, fucking syringes, and dead bodies. That's all I think about when I think of lakes. When I was a kid, we spent so much time in them, and now I'm like, oh, no. Like, when people are like, let's go to the lake. It's, can we go to Taco Bell or something? Like, I don't know. The lake just sounds
And they
terrible
said,
to
yes,
me.
David, that is an equivalent trip.
Don't invite this guy again.
Yeah, stay here. We'll be right back to pick you up. And we're going to Taco Bell. The important part is that you stay here.
Yes, you can hop on the jet ski when we get back.
Come on, everyone. We're ditching this loser.
I don't know what that means, but I can't wait till they get back. Christ.
See you in a
I
minute.
swallowed that
They
beer
drive
wrong.
away.
Ugh. Yeah. See you guys soon. No, I like swallowed that beer horribly wrong, and now I'm coughing like crazy. This sucks. That's a lesson to be learned, people. Don't drink in a booth when people are telling you jokes. And if you do, try not to swallow it the wrong way. Yeah, there we go. That's the lesson.
Drink beer carefully.
Yeah. When you drink a lot of beer standing in a box recording with your friends, well, you pound it quick, but pound it responsibly.
New topic.
David Forgets a David Forgets story.
So we did a David Forgets for April Fool's once. Look it up. It's a quality episode.
Good episode.
But spoiler alert, at the end of the David Forgets episode, the joke is that you are wearing a shirt that has "Kick Me in the Jimmy" written on the back of it. Real big, like in masking tape.
Yeah, David's wearing all black and it was in masking tape, so it like really stood out.
And just in case you didn't pick up on it, it's a play on "Kick Me," just the regular sign, and then Jimmy refers to the package. So
Is there anyone who can't put that together?
somebody
Kick
out
me in the
there,
Jimmy.
somebody out there didn't, like, guaranteed, like somebody's gonna be
Who's
like,
Jimmy?
"Oh." So anyway,
Yeah, kick me in the dick and balls is what we should have written.
yeah, kick me right in my testicles and dick.
That would have made this story better.
Kick me in my dick and both balls.
That's the winner. Both balls, not just and both.
Separately.
2 kicks.
Separate kicks?
2 kicks.
Yeah.
Pow, pow, one after the other. Can it?
Yeah, whatever. Those raisins, you can get one kick and like get the whole thing.
Why are you talking about my balls, Siddharth? Shoot.
I'm just saying you got tiny little balls.
Man. Bringing up my genitalia? Come on now. That's not
If you didn't want me to know you had tiny ass balls, you shouldn't have talked for hours about your little tiny balls.
That was my mistake. Okay. All right.
We had to cut all of that.
Yeah, our first episode 1 was David just talking about his balls.
And describing his penis.
2 hours. I tried to cut around it, but it wasn't working.
I thought it was quality content. I mean, it's edgy, it's fresh, it's topical.
And then we did Stitches, so I'm sorry.
I don't know. Stitches was good. And hopefully
be
more
it.
people will see it and they can encourage their friends to see it too, and then they can have the same conversations we had.
The lost Jank-Ass episode.
Titled, "They're in My Hand, a David's Tale of His Balls."
A tale of 2 Skittles.
Oh, so anyway.
Kick me in the gym.
Yeah, so it was our April Fool's episode, and that was the April Fool's joke was, or the idea was that David forgot that April Fool's was the previous day, and he was still wearing his outfit that said "Kick Me in the Jimmy," so he got double pranked for the same thing because he forgot to change his clothes, and he forgot that April Fool's was the day prior.
Oh, that is relevant to the story, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So that's that was the
This
episode.
stupid character David forgot to change his clothes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we get done filming it, and it was relatively late, but I was just like, you know what? I need to go out. I need to get some smokes. I need to get some beer. I'm gonna go to the gas station, guys. So went about my way while Chase was doing like the first edits on the episode. Drive down to the gas station. I get in there, and there's actually a fair amount of people there. It was weird. There was a couple, like a guy and a lady standing just right off to the side of the counter, a little to the left of it. And I walked in and, I did the courteous, like I looked at them and pointed at the counter like, you doing this? And they were like, oh, no, go ahead. And they were all smiles and pleasant. And I was like, that's nice. They're a couple and they don't suck. So I go up there, I buy my smokes, I get my brew, I'm on my way out. When I turn back, they're just looking at me, like giving me this weird look. And I was put off by it because they were so pleasant just a moment ago. And then I'm looking at them again and like, I had wronged them or disgusted them in some way, and I couldn't figure it out to save my life. So I hop back in my car, and this really got to me because I love it when people are pleasant when you go out in public because nobody is. Like, everybody's just miserable or they're an asshole to you for some reason. Like, it's rare to, like, see anybody who's happy. So I was like,
oh, yeah, I'm one of those for sure.
I bet you
It's
are.
so easy to be polite and pleasant, though.
Yeah, even
is the
just,
thing.
Even just a smile.
It's even easier to not be.
Yeah, clearly, because that's everybody, you and all the other assholes. But, so I'm driving home and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And then I get home and it turns out I still have "Kick Me in the Jimmy" written really big on the back of my shirt. from the episode, like didn't take off the tape or anything. So I'm just rolling around public buying smokes and beer with it's like look up the episode. The lettering is massive. You cannot miss it. And I'm just walking around town this way. So I get it. At first they were like, "Oh, this young man, yeah, go right ahead. You're nice, and I'm sure you're not even. Oh my God, kick him in the jimmy. He's into some weird fetish shit."
Yeah, you thought they were like snubbing you, but they were really like fucking considering if they should kick you in the jimmy or not.
They're like, "Honey, I gotta do it." No, it's his jimmy. Oh, I don't know.
He's asking for it. He's literally asking for it. Look how big that lettering is.
He's demanding it. Those are demand size letters.
He could be a crazy person.
Yeah, he could be a crazy Frank. Don't kick him in the balls.
I'm afraid of what he might do if we don't.
Think of what he'll do if we do kick him in the balls.
Honey, I'm doing this for us.
No. That'd be great if that played out. I just hear behind me, just like, "No, Frank, don't do it." What the? Oh!
David walked in the door and like you hadn't realized it yet, and I think Eric or Chase pointed out like, "Hey, did you go out like that?" And then you look behind you, and then you just collapsed laughing. I remember you dropping your keys and just being like, "God damn it!"
Well, it explains it all too. Like I was seriously thinking about that couple on the drive home. I was like, "How did I wrong you?"
New topic.
Would you rather?
We should do a would you rather.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
I'd be okay with that. We just went on a really big tangent about dude. So
Would you rather be cursed with the death stroke? So they're laughing because they know what it is already. That would be when you're thinking of someone, jerking off to that person, and then that person dies upon completion. They don't die unless you come. It's in the rules.
that's in the rules.
So would you rather the curse of Deathstroke, or you can only have sex 100 times. Every time you have sex, you get sicker. On your 99th fuck, you're like decrepit on your bed. It hurts to drink water, you know?
All right, would you rather...
At that point, it's just like a struggle to convince someone to fuck you and finish you off.
well, don't say that, Chase. That was going to be one of my arguments.
For or against?
Against. I'm pretty sure by the time you get up to like 62, people will be like, "No, I can't fuck this guy. Look at him. He's terrible."
But are you fine on the first 100 fucks?
No, you have up to 100 fucks. On fuck 100, then you die.
All right, let's say fuck 85. You start having back problems. Like if you never fuck at all, you're in peak physical condition.
All right. But if you decide to masturbate, which nobody's ever just masturbated to avoid in their head, then that person dies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you live with that guilt knowing how many random people you're killing
Yeah.
that popped into your head?
What, you're gonna think of crowds while you're jerking off?
Yeah.
Well,
That's my fetish.
Everyone at the Yankees game. We don't know how it happened, but
they're all dead.
40,000 people lie dead in the grandstands.
Men, women, children. They're all dead.
And worst of all, Edgar Martinez.
And what if you have at least one friend that knows your secret, and then all the Victoria's Secret models just end up dead, and they're just like, "What the fuck is your problem, man?"
You would have to guard that secret. If the government found out, they would force you to jerk off for evil.
They would,
If I had a buddy who knew my secret power,
You'd
guaranteed
be first on the list.
I'd be popping Viagra left and right, and that person would never leave my side. I would have tabs on that motherfucker.
you just threaten him by having a boner and just looking at him like, you know what I can do.
I would. If he looked like he was going to say anything, I'd give him a dead, like, eye-to-eye stare, couple strokes, just let him know I mean business. I'd be like, don't you say a goddamn word, motherfucker.
You have no idea the things I've jerked off to. He'd be like a sick serial killer kind of way as you watch the news talk about how all the porn stars are dropping dead. And he'd be like, I did that.
Yeah,
it'd
be like a bunch of like respectable like lady porn stars, and then just like a midget man just dies. Like, no, that was natural causes. I swear.
Famous porn stars like, hey Stacy, I don't know any.
Yeah, start rattling them off, Stacy. Like
you're at
like Herman the Hammer and Betty Boobs and Valerie Jean, all those porn stars.
I've always been a huge Betty Boobs fan.
No, that'd be kind of rough. I mean, because like, of course, is it exclusive to just masturbation, like, or is it just like you come and then that happens, or like you have to make it happen yourself? It's
straight up you have to masturbate yourself. It's under your own power.
Okay. So then it just,
you're jerking off, sprinkles start flying out of your hands, and like it's like a Disney. It's happening. Yeah.
You just go, oh no, the pixie dust. That means someone's dying.
No. But I have to come. No.
Candidate Hillary Clinton has dropped dead.
Damn it.
David, no.
Did you have something to do with this?
Did you see that pantsuit she was wearing? How could I not?
You have no self-control.
It's women in authority, man. I can't resist. Or you can have, what you change it to? You can have 85 solid fucks, and then you start to get a little rough, and after fuck 100, you're dead, right?
Yeah, like you get to fuck 50, and you know you're a little schlubby now.
And you can masturbate, but you can't have sex, is the rules?
Yes.
So basically, I could just plow all the way through 85 different scenarios, and then I could just hand crank for the rest of my life.
And that's the solution for you.
Well, no, I'm just trying. Like, there's no. It's not like a monkey paw scenario where it's like, but if you don't fuck, things start slowly breaking down.
No, I take it back. It's about coming, and masturbating is wasting one of your fucks.
Oh no, that puts a new spin on everything. Oh my god, I am gonna land on the Deathstroke. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, with that knowledge. You would have been dead by 12.
I wouldn't have made 12? It. I would have got halfway through 7th grade and dropped dead.
We'd all understand, man.
Yeah, no, people wouldn't get it. No, I would absolutely, I would take the Deathstroke. Because you can't kill the same person twice, right? So you just find somebody who's a fucking scoundrel, but kind of hot. And you just keep rubbing it out to that person until it just doesn't work anymore. Like, you just can't. And then you just wait for, like, what was that one broad that everybody thought was gorgeous? She wasn't a bad-looking broad. I should stop saying broad. Not a bad-looking gal. Was it Jodi Arias?
Why do you always say broad all the time, David?
Because I didn't know. I didn't know, man. My ignorance. I had no clue. I thought it was just...
David didn't know that broad was a disparaging term.
No, I didn't know that it meant, like, loose women, like whores, if you will, or prostitutes or anything like that. It's like,
is that the definition?
They were dumb.
What's that?
Like broad comedy. They're broad. They're like they don't get things.
Yeah, you dumb broads.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you say it like that, now I feel like a jerk. Okay. So.
Well, you've never said it in that tone. It's honestly never bothered me. Like, I didn't even think about it, but...
Yeah, well, she's a broad, so...
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? These broads these days, trying to be equal. No.
He
David
I'm
loves
just
broads.
a girl.
He married a broad.
I did marry a broad. I love my broad. But no, so
Just
so
call
anyway,
me Mrs. Broad.
there was what's her
David's Mrs. Broad?
yeah, I'm Mr. Broad to my Mrs. Broad. No, like, yeah, you just find a scoundrel that you is just like, all right, I could probably make this happen. But on the flip side of that, just find somebody that you can just bang. And if you gotta crank it to somebody who's already dead. Boom, I choose the Deathstroke.
And you can research porn stars that are the most terrible people each time if you really need to spice it up.
Yeah, or if there's one that's like, she's on her last leg, like the chlamydia really took over and she's not gonna be like another
You're gonna
month
kill a one-legged porn star?
It's a mercy jerking off.
Yeah, it's
killing.
like, well, it's you gave it your A game, and now things are bad, so and you're done. You're welcome.
Yeah, you could work at a shelter, and that's how you put the dogs down.
What? No, Siddharth. What do you think? You think I'm just gonna prime myself and just go to like something that's actually stimulating last minute? No, Mr. Sprinkles. Oh. You're in a better place, buddy.
Can you do that? Can you trick it that way?
Well, you didn't specify. You didn't say you had to think about them for X amount of time during, like, 30 seconds up until climax. You got to... No, you didn't specify any of that. So I'm just going with what I know. And I think... Now, when you say climax, is it when, like, you get that tingle, you're like, oh, here it comes? Or, like...
He's talking about the point of no return.
Yeah, okay, point of no return. Then you just... That's it. You just shift gears last minute. You just think, like, this one-eyed dog. And then that dog is down.
No, that doesn't count. It has to be when the trigger's pulled.
You have to become sexually attracted to that dog.
I think contract killer would be the way to go. I'll make it look like an accident.
I liked the angle that the government takes you in, and then I was imagining them giving you like the Clockwork Orange treatment.
That's so funny you said that because I was thinking the exact same deal. They got you attached to like some wacky like jerk off machine, and you're just staring at like the image of the hit, and they just stimulate you into it. And it's like, no, please, and then that person just dies.
Just
No,
these
there's no
slideshows of
jerk-off
King.
machine. It has to be by your own hand. These are the rules.
They have a machine that makes your hand grasp yourself and jerk you off.
I feel like the curse would know.
Now you're adding layers to the curse, Siddharth. I mean, come on.
That's how this works.
I mean, I was even thinking that it psychologically, they'd hook you up to the Clockwork Orange machine, show a slideshow of like Kim Jong-un, flying a kite or whatever, and like
As he does.
on the beach, kicking his feet up, getting a tan and
No, they'd
whatnot.
edit videos of some girl getting fucked and put Kim Jong-un's head on her.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they keep showing you that for weeks on end until they just leave you alone in a room, and then you just can't help it.
I would happily do that, though.
You would?
Yeah, get rid of Kim Jong-un by jerking off. Easy.
But then that'd be the only way you could get off, because they've
I'd hold on
warped
to
your
the
brain.
video.
Huh?
I'd hold on to the video.
So, like, you're just like, the government's like, you're their weapon. Like, they just have you locked up, and your sole purpose, they keep you alive just so you can crank it to dudes in power that they don't agree with.
Yeah,
And
you're like Darth Vader. They're like, we need the cranking it guy. And then you rise up.
Who will I be jerking it to this time?
So he's just like in a Darth Vader helmet and a chastity belt.
just a Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah, that was part of the negotiations.
Maybe a couple black gloves. 2 black gloves and a Vader helmet. That's it. I feel like we're leaning very heavy on the Deathstroke. I don't think the 85 fucks, then you slowly die is going to win.
Yeah, probably because that's like 20 times more than any of us have had sex.
Heyo.
Fair point.
But
I look forward to my first time.
You'll get there.
you'll get there, champ.
I'm not
Thanks,
ready
David.
yet.